What is going on, everybody? Today we're looking at some McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse figures, kind of like a hodgepodge wave of figures here today. So first off, we have Batman, but the Dick Grayson version of Batman. So when he took over the Batman suit, looks pretty cool for that. Of course, it'll be a little bit smaller, at least looks like skinny-wise and stuff compared to other Batman. So cool to have that. Then we have the DC Rebirth version of Tim Drake Robin. So he's back in like his Robin outfit, but not, the actual Robin. So it looks pretty cool. Like this design looks pretty cool, just combining like his actual Robin and then when like his other designs where he's got more of the red and yellow and stuff, just all those combined together look pretty awesome. And then behind that we have the fusion Batman Superman, so it looks pretty cool with combination of Batman Superman and Green Lantern into there, looks awesome. And finally we have Cyborg Superman, the new 52 version, so he looks pretty cool with his all like cyborg like body. So we have these four figures to look at today, and then I'm also gonna go ahead and throw in this Darkseid as well. So we have, can't even fit in the camera, this big Darkseid as well. It looks pretty cool and a nice classic design. Really love the look of this as well. So he looks awesome. Love that eye effect as well. So it looks pretty cool there. So we got 5 figures to look at today, and I'm excited to check them out. So let me get them open out of the box and we'll take a look at them together. Well, let's start off with the Dick Grayson Batman, which is from the Batman Reborn storyline, which follows the Battle for the Cowl story. And after Bruce Wayne's disappearance during the final crisis, where Dick Grayson takes up the mantle as Batman and Damian Wayne as his Robin, giving the dynamic of a less grim Batman and a more serious Robin. But overall looks cool, of course, just looks like Batman. Just to me, overall seems like a much thinner Batman, like especially in the midsection, he seems much more slimmed down. I did see, like looking at this figure, it looks weird because his arms still look pretty big, like big and muscular. I don't think as big as Batman's, but just on this skinnier body, his arms seem pretty big, but still looks pretty good. Just looks like Batman, just in a smaller form. So it could be just like a younger version of Batman, Bruce Wayne, but we know that this is actually Dick Grayson and looks pretty good overall. So he's wearing the black and gray. I do believe they did like a chase version that does have the blue and gray design, but it looks good with the black hair. Love the like higher pointy ears. Of course, still just looks like Bruce Wayne in the face. It's hard to really tell it's Dick. And then we get the bat logo on his chest. Nice bat logo there. Nice simple design. Black underwear with a gold belt. So nice utility belt. Love how the bat logo is different though on that belt. And then we get the gauntlets to just have the smaller little designs on it with the spikes coming off the side. And what's cool with this one is that he has, I don't know, call them bat knuckles or just brass knuckles or whatever design like the Batman logo with the little designs there on the front. So that's good. And then we of course get the leggings down to the boots. So get the black boots, simple black boot. And then we get his cape on the back as well. So nice fabric cape here. Again with the metal wire in it, so you can get it sort of spread out. Again, you can see the wings sort of design with the design cut out of the bottom and stuff. So it looks pretty nice, and nice to get another fabric cape on a character. So overall, this looks pretty cool. Like I said, it looks a little bit off and different, so you can tell it's a different version of Batman with it being Dick Grayson, but it still just looks like Batman. Probably put on a shelf and it'd be hard to tell any difference. But we'll do his movement, so his head will twist all the way around. You look down that far and up that far, so not a whole lot of range, unfortunately, with the head design. We get the shoulders up to 90 with the butterfly and rotate around. We get the bicep twist and the double elbow joint. A little stiff, but it'll bend all the way up on itself there. The wrist will twist all the way around, and I assume it's down a ball joint. And it's kind of buried down in the gauntlet piece, so it's hard to really tell where it's supposed to flex. I can't really get it to flex anywhere. I think I found it there, so yeah, flex back and forth just a little. Then we can go to the ab crunch. We get the upper ab crunch back and forth and twist all the way around. And then we can go down to the waist where he'll crunch back and forth and real stiff, but we'll twist all the way around there as well. Then we go down to the hips. That'll come up that far. Can't get it any higher than that. Out to the side. Can do the splits there. Pretty much no thigh twist at all on him. The double knee joint that bends up that far to the back. And then go down to the foot. That'll rock back and forth. Twist side to side. And has the toe joint on the end. So again, pretty standard McFarlane joints. We'll see this throughout the videos. So nothing out of the ordinary or different there. But overall works out and works pretty fine. No issues or anything with him. But accessory wise, he does come with some extra hands. So he's got 2 fists on. So we get a set of grip hands, so if we want to grip anything, and then a set of more like claw-like hands or whatever there with the hands in that position. We of course get the base we can put him on, so that'll keep him standing. And finally we have his card, so there's him from Batman Reborn, which looks pretty nice. And we will be getting the Damian that goes along with this here soon. They just revealed it not too long ago, so we will be getting that Damian as well. And then on the back, of course, we have Dick Grayson. And once again, I like how they updated the cards. so it's not just specifically about Dick Grayson, but more the storyline. So it says evil wins as Darkseid forces conquer Earth, succeeding in killing Batman until Superman leads a revolt to stop the tyrant. By the end of the series, it is revealed that Bruce Wayne is merely displaced in time. He eventually finds his way home while Dick Grayson, as Batman, protects Gotham City. Always an optimist and one to make light of nearly any situation, where Dick stepped into the role as Batman, he made quite a contrast to Damian Wayne, a brooding and troubling young Robin. So there's a little bit more specific to the storyline, which I like that. I wish the cards would do that more often. So a good version of Batman, no real issues with this. Like I said, it does look different and awkward with like the skinniness of it, but it still just looks like a Batman, and I can't wait until we get that Damian to go along with it so we can have the Dick Grayson Batman and Damian Wayne Robin together from that storyline. But overall, just a nice looking Batman. And next up, we have the Tim Drake version of Robin from DC Rebirth. Now, of course, he was the third Robin that ended up replacing Jason Todd following his death, and was Robin until he matured out of the role and was replaced by Damian Wayne. But we see in DC Rebirth, he wears an old school Robin outfit. Now, I don't know why exactly, because, you know, he had become Red Robin and everything else by that time, and I think he still goes by Red Robin. He just wears more of this actual Robin design outfit, which looks pretty cool. Like I said, it reminds me of a combination. Like, when I see this, I immediately think, like, 90s, almost reminds me of, like, the live-action Batman movies from the 90s. I don't know, just something about the design, and of course, I'll show you other Tim Drake figures, and it's almost like they combine them together, but it just looks pretty decent. So first off, we get his face, which I don't like too much here. It reminds me a lot of that Damian we got, where he's kind of got a weird, like, smirk on his face, but I love how he's got the green domino mask, you know, to hide his identity, and his poofy black hair. I love that hair design. They did a good job with that, with the poof in the front, you know, shaved sides and all that. Looks pretty good there. Then we get the Robin outfit, which, like I said, just looks like Robin. It's definitely got the red, green, and yellow designs with a lot of black thrown into it this time to make it more modern. So we get the cape that hangs off the back, so black on the outside, which it's actually a nice, like, softer fabric. Don't know materials very well, but it's not like the silky material as usual. It's a nice, like, softer fabric with yellow on the inside, so you see that nice yellow texture in there as well. So that's pretty nice. So you get the black and yellow cape design, but then we get his outfit. So again, mostly all black, a lot of black to it, but we get red in the center with his Robin logo on the chest. Love how it even has like the yellow designs where it used to be tied together with the old costume. And then we get some green up on his shoulders, so like some armor there, and then his gauntlets with the little spikes off the side and gloves in green as well. A little bit of arm showing in between the like elbow pads, I think it's supposed to be, and the sleeves from his shirt. So pretty nice that they threw that in. It should be some more down there, and you can see the green elbow pads on the back there as well. Then we go to the belt. So his utility belt, just in this, it's like a yellowish gold color all the way around, and then black pants going down, but we get some green designs just above the knees there as well, and a little bit of green on the edging of the shoes there, so at the bottom as well. So just throwing in some of those extra colors again, making it look like Robin, but a more updated modern design for this version of Tim Drake, which, like I said, I just don't specifically understand why he's wearing this Robin costume. But for his movements, his head will twist all the way around. You look down that far and up that far. So not the best movements, but better than that Batman did at least. So at least got some movements in there. Then we get the shoulders up to 90 with the butterfly, and we'll rotate around. Get the bicep twist and the double elbow joint. Bends all the way up on itself. Wrist will twist around again, just like the Batman's kind of buried down in there. So you just got to find where it splits. There it is, and it'll rock back and forth. Then we go to the ab crunch, so the upper crunch back and forth and twist around, and then down at the waist, toe crunch back and forth and twist all the way around. Then we can go to the hips, that'll come up and kind of force it there closer to 90, and out to the side he can do the splits. Get a little bit of a thigh twist on him. The double knee joint that bends up that far to the back, very close to kicking himself in the butt. And then we go down to the foot, that'll rock back and forth and twist side to side with the toe joint on the end. So again, pretty standard movements, you know, not the exact same as Batman. It has much better range and all that. And then, of course, we get his cape on the back as well with the metal wire around the edge so you can get the cape spread out or whatever you want there. But it just looks good with the yellow underneath it. So not bad at all for this version of Tim Drake. Looks pretty nice. Functions pretty nice as well. No major issues with it. But accessory-wise, he comes with a number of hands. So we get a set of grip hands, and he's got fist on already. So a set of grips. We get a set of these more, I want to say flat hands, but I guess they're just, I'd say more relaxed hands maybe. We get a set of claw hands. So again, hand just like in a claw position or reach out grasping. And finally, we get a set of additional hands. So we get a thumbs up and a pointing hand. So unfortunately, we don't get any weapons or anything. And of course, Tim Drake usually like classically uses a bow staff, but we don't get that with him at all. So it kind of stinks, no weapons that come with him, just those hands. but we do get the plate we can put him on, which I am having some issues getting him to stand, so that'll help keep him standing there. And then finally we get his card, so there's a picture of him, which the background matches a lot with that Dick Grayson Batman, but it doesn't match exactly. I think it's from different storylines, but just looks good against the yellow background there from DC Rebirth. And then we have his story on the back. Now his is more specifically for him, but I'll still read it. So it says he has gone by Robin, Red Robin, and simply Drake, but despite his costume and moniker changes, Tim Drake's mission has never changed. The third Robin to pick up the mantle, and the only one to do so by deducing Batman's secret identity, Tim earned his place as his mentor's side, applying his computer expertise, his natural leadership, and most of all, his tenacity to help protect and defend the citizens of Gotham City. So again, that's more specifically for him and pretty generic, but just wanted to read it because it felt it went good with Tim Drake here and kind of explained him a little more. So overall, a pretty nice figure design. Like I said, it's a little more modern with the DC Rebirth, but I still think it looks cool combining the looks, which speaking of, so here's the older one we have that has, like I said, the classic Robin look with the red, yellow, and green design. Of course, does the black cape with the yellow inside, so you can see where it sort of gets that from. But then we have the Tim Drake design that I always picture when I imagine Tim Drake is always this black, red, and yellow one. And it's, like I said, to me, it's like it took both of those and combined them together into this form, just adding more black where I get from this one into it, combining both of those. So we got both of those versions of Robin. And as I mentioned more recently, he was Red Robin, so here is him and his Red Robin. I think this is like the New 52 version, so from New 52 to DC Rebirth there. So that's what he looked like as Red Robin. So like I said, I really like this design, and I just don't understand the whole Robin outfit, but he still looks good, and like you saw from the picture, you know, looks pretty much how he does there. So a nice new version of Tim Drake to add to the collection. Now next up we have the Batman Superman Fusion, which was from Batman Superman World's Finest #4, where Batman and Superman are fighting against the mind-controlled Hal Jordan, and they concentrate their will to remove the Green Lantern ring from him, which causes them to fuse together, having the abilities of Batman, Superman, and Green Lantern with them in possession of the ring now. So that's where we get the color combinations here. We get this combination of Batman and Superman, and then green thrown in from Green Lantern as well, which just looks cool. I like the design and like the theory of them, you know, combining together. I just feel it could have like combined more of their features, and kind of weird, you know, they don't have capes where both Batman and Superman wear capes. I just like the design with the red cowl, so nice, all red, almost reminds me of Red Hood with the ears up top, which looks nice. A lot of black on the outfit as well, so we get a lot of black on his chest, down the arms, and down the legs. But then we get the blue on his chest, so like the blue outfit design with the red on the shoulders, the logo on the back and front, so it's the combination of the Bat logo with the Superman S, so it looks pretty nice with the combination there. So just like Superman on his chest, and then on the back in black and red as well, looks pretty nice. We get a utility belt around his waist, so that's nice. So he's got like rope and all sorts of pockets there, just like Batman does. He's got the Batman gauntlets with the spikes on his arm, but like I said, it has the Green Lantern thrown in as well, so he's got green on his hands and going up his arms a little, and a little around the belt there. Looks pretty nice. Then black all down the legs, nice texture to that as well. So we get to the all red boots there on his feet, so again, looks like a combination of maybe like the tacticalness of Batman with the high up smooth design of Superman there. So it just looks pretty decent. Like I said, not the coolest looking figure. I feel it could look much cooler combining those two characters and throwing Green Lantern in there as well. Could all look much cooler, but for what it is, it looks just fine. But for movements, we'll get that'll twist all the way around. You look down that far and up that far. So again, not the best movements, but not horrible. We get the shoulders up to 90 with the butterfly, and we'll rotate around. Get the bicep twist, feels stiff in there, but it does twist around. And the double elbow joint, that'll bend all the way up on itself again. The wrist will twist all the way around and hinge on the ball joint, which there it is, it'll bend back and forth. Then we go to the upper ab crunch, so he'll crunch back and forth just a little and twist around, and then down to the waist, he'll crunch a little and twist all the way around. Then we go down to the hips, that'll come up, you can get pretty close to 90, out to the side, only that far, so can't do the splits. Pretty much no thigh twist, and a double knee joint that'll come up that far to the back, and then go down to the foot, that'll rock back and forth and twist side to side with the toe joint on the end. So yeah, about the standard movements again, but didn't have as much range as that Tim Drake, so still not the best unfortunately, but he works out, you know, no major issues or anything with that. Now accessory wise, I don't know if we're missing some, but the only thing he comes with here is we got a hand, so we have the nice green fingers there, which look pretty nice. I was surprised though, since they do have the Green Lantern ring that none of the hands have the Green Lantern ring painted on them, so I kind of wish that, even though they may not have that in the comic, I just know they're in possession of the Green Lantern ring and have the powers, but I just wish he would have had the ring on their fingers. And then we do also get some batarangs in the green color, which look pretty nice as well, so we can try and put that into his hands. Now, he only has the one grip hand, and of course we have the extra hand. We could try and pose up with some batarangs, but we could just try and put this into his hand. So I just kind of posed him up a little with that batarang. He, of course, comes with the base, so that'll keep him nice and stable. Now, I didn't know what Batman or Superman to show, like, of them possibly fusing together here, but we did remember we do have the Speeding Bullet Batman, which is a combination of Batman and Clark Kent, so thought that'd be cool since it is Superman and Batman together as well, just in a different version. So they will at least have two versions of a combination of Batman Superman fusion there together, so I thought that was pretty cool. And of course we have his cards, so there's a nice picture from the comic from Batman Superman World's Finest, with Superman and Batman there combining together into the fusion here. And then we have their story on the back where it says, as Robin and Supergirl race to retrieve the secrets of the Devil Neza from ancient China, Batman and Superman get more than they bargained for in the present. To save humanity from the fires of the demon, the world's finest must go toe-to-toe with the protector of Sector 2814, Hal Jordan. Using their combined willpower, Batman and Superman willed away Hal's power ring, amalgamating into an invincible new superhero, of course, the Fusion, which looks pretty cool. Like I said, definitely not a necessary figure. Love the color combinations, you know, using Batman and Superman together, throwing in the green there as well with the Green Lantern ring. Looks pretty cool overall. So like I said, definitely not a necessary figure. I feel it could also look cooler, but I do really like the color combination design with the red, blue, and green design all together. Just looks pretty awesome. And next up, we got Cyborg Superman from the New 52, which is Zor-El. Now, he was a Kryptonian scientist and father of Supergirl. He believed his brother, Jor-El, so Superman's dad, claim of Krypton's coming doom, so he built a dome around Argo City, and he was able to put his daughter into a space pod and blast her into space before the planet exploded. Argo City did survive, but not for long, with Brainiac arriving to only find Zor-El surviving, so Brainiac transformed him into a cyborg that was programmed to serve him. And of course, him being Kryptonian, he has the Kryptonian physiology, so pretty much all the same powers as Superman, just with cyborg powers built in as well. And overall looks pretty decent, so it does look like Superman just being taken over by a cyborg, so we get a lot of cyborg bodies parts, but we get a face that looks, you know, just like Superman, Clark Kent, but this is Zor-El this time, but as the Superman design, so the S on his chest, it looks like, you know, any sort of Superman, red cape hanging off the back, just all tattered and torn this time, which looks nice. Love the different tears in there. It looks pretty good for that. Then we get the blue design of the outfit, so we get the blue down the arms, down the legs, all the way to the feet. Just have more robotic, so the weird, crazy robotic feet. Love the red on like the shin designs, adding that in there, and a little bit of red section here on the belt with that shield logo. Then we get a more normal looking arm, like in size and stuff, but it's still all cybernetic. You can see with all that running through there, and the blue designs on top to the robotic hand. And then the other arm is pretty crazy with these spikes coming off of it. Again, more blue, but again, all the cyborgness running through it to the big claw hand there on him. I love how it even has the Superman shield there on the hand as well. Just looks pretty crazy with that big crazy hand on there. So looks pretty decent overall. Like, it's not my favorite version of especially Cyborg Superman, but for what it is, it works just fine. You know, it looks pretty cool and badass, but it just has that more, I want to say, like realistic, like futuristic design that I don't like too much that they've done with like Brainiac and everything. But it is what it is, just giving that New 52 version of it. Now we can do the movements, so our head will twist all the way around, look down that far and up that far. So again, not the best, but at least can look up a little bit. Won't be the best for flying, but you can at least look up some. We get the shoulders up to 90 with the butterfly, and we'll rotate all the way around. We get the bicep twist and the elbow joint, which this one only has a single elbow joint, so it'll just bend there to 90. Yeah, it doesn't even have rotation, at least doesn't seem like it, but the other arm does have the double elbow joint that'll bend up there, so it bends up a little easier, it seems like. Then we go to the wrist that'll twist all the way around and can rock back and forth. Then we can go to the ab crunch, so we get the upper ab crunch here, crunch back and forth and twist around, and then at the waist can crunch back and forth and twist around. Then we go down to the hips, that'll come up that far, so about 45, can't get it up to 90, and out to the side there, very close to doing the splits. Has very little to no thigh twist, double knee joint that'll bend up that far to the back, so not too bad. And then we go down to the foot that'll rock back and forth, can twist side to side, and has the toe joint on the end. So not bad, not the best movements and not the easiest to move, but I like the arm joint there with the single elbow and everything to work out with that big robotic arm there and that claw. Overall, like I said, looks even, I just don't like all this design. Superman. Like, there's too much going on to the body. But like I said, that's how he looks in the New 52 comics, so they did a good job carrying out that look. It's just not my favorite design. Now, he doesn't come with any extra accessories. The only thing we get is the flight stand to put him on, so we get this flight stand, but I don't like putting him in flight, so I'll just stand him on it. And I put him on that base because I do have a lot of issues getting him to stand. His like legs and those feet are kind of weird, so not the easiest to get to stand up, but looks pretty awesome there. Now, I don't have anything really to compare him to. We haven't had any other Cyborg versions of Superman, but we were able to get the Platinum version as well, so we did get this, which I don't really think I like this anymore. It just has a lot more silver on it, but overall has the same design and all that, just a lot more silver running through the body, and has some red underneath, which I like. Kind of that red design running through there, looks like muscle and all that. But yeah, just a lot more silver, and then it's got like the red boot designs and stuff, so you can pick either one. I don't really care. I think I like the normal one more just because I don't like all the silver on the other one, but the other one I like the red boots and stuff, so you could pick and choose between the two that I like. But overall, not a horrible look for him, just not my preferred. And then we get his card there, so him from New 52, so that's what he looks like. So feel pretty good combination there of the two. And then on the back, of course, we have his story, which it says, after Flashpoint, Superman's uncle Zor-El escaped Krypton's destruction thanks to Collector of the World Brainiac. Subject to cybernetic augmentation that deranged his personality, Zor-El became Cyborg Superman, Brainiac's scout for a strong species in the universe. He attempted to conquer Earth, battling Superman and his own dollar car Zor-El, but somehow escaped the black hole doom that befell Brainiac. Also surviving the rebirth event, Cyborg Superman reanimated the dead Kryptonians of Argo City and again attacked Earth, only to be defeated by Supergirl and Superman. So there you go, more explanation on that version of Cyborg Superman specifically. Overall, once again, not my favorite look to him, but it's cool to at least get a Cyborg Superman added to the collection. And our final figure today is the classic looking Darkseid. Now this looks really cool, like I said, especially him in his classic look. Of course, nice big deluxe big figure. Now Darkseid is a new god and the tyrannical ruler of the planet Apocalypse. He was Prince Euxis, I don't know if that's how you say his name or not, but he was the second in line to the throne of Apocalypse behind his brother Drax. But when Drax tried to claim the Omega Force, Euxis killed him and took the power for himself, causing his skin to turn to stone and gave him some new powers, and he changed his name to Darkseid. Now in control of Apocalypse, he began his goal to find and take control of the anti-life equation, which would give him control over the thoughts and emotions of all living beings in the universe, and this brought his interest to Earth, where he believed most, if not all, of the anti-life equation resided. And so he is a new god, so with the new god physiology, has superhuman strength, speed, and reflexes, as well as invulnerability and immortality, and then through that Omega Force, he gained teleportation, telepathy, telekinesis, size alteration, and shooting Omega beams from his eyes. So overall looks pretty cool. Again, getting him in this nice classic design. Really love having this. I always love getting classic looks for characters, especially, you know, big guys like this. So as I mentioned, we get his Rocky like skin, so he's got his gray face and arms and a little bit of legs there. That's more this like Rocky design and texture, like how you can still see like his veins and stuff sort of popping there on the muscles and all that. And then we get his just all blue outfit, so we get his headpiece there around his head, so just this almost like helmet design all the way around there. Love how we get another fabric cape hanging off the back with a wire, and of course that more like silky material. Then his classic design of the blue shirt or whatever with the sleeveless or sleeves rolled up. It almost looks like they're rolled up or bunched up there around his shoulders. Nice thick belt around his waist in that like whitish gray color, blue underwear, and then he's got thigh-high boots that come up with a big coverings there and blue, and of course the blue gloves on his hands as well. So a lot of blue going on here, but again, just has that nice classic look to it that I love. And then he has some of his Omega Beam eye stuff going on there as well, which looks pretty cool. But we'll do his movement, so his head will twist around. It feels like it's going to be hard to twist here if I can't even get it to twist around. It looks like you twist around a little. Can't get it to go all the way around, but I'll look down that far and then up just about that far. So different head design in there for it, which I'll show you with the extra head, but can rock back and forth there some, so not the best. Then the shoulders will come up to 90. Now you have to be careful. His arms do pop out. It's not like anything's broke. It's just like it's not held in there very well. But they come up to 90 like that. It just popped out. So if you go like too far down, it will pop out. But it can also rotate around. Again, you gotta be careful. It'll pop out. Then we get the single elbow joint, which are real stiff on him, unfortunately, but bend there to 90 and have rotation in them as well. They're real stiff, but do rotate around in there. And then we get the wrist that'll twist all the way around. Nice hinge joint on these instead of the ball joints, so they hinge back and forth really nice. Then we go to the ab crunch, which I feel is just going to be at his waist here, so back behind the belt. So he'll crunch back and forth very little, not much to it, and should be able to twist around, but again, can't even get him to twist all the way around either. Don't know if it's just the plastic rubbing, because it doesn't feel like the joint's stuck or anything. Just can't get it to go beyond that, unfortunately. Then we go down to the hips, which I don't know if these will come out even. So yeah, that's about as far as I can get at the force there. And again, just like the arm, this leg keeps popping off on us. Now it doesn't just fall off, it just, if you do movements and stuff, it will pop off. So it's like kind of built like a Build-A-Figure, but it's not held together very well, unfortunately. Then they'll come out to the sides as well, so they can come out a little bit there. So not a whole lot of movements. There's some thigh twist as well up in there. Then we get the double knee joint, which is real stiff, but can bend up that far to the back, which isn't too bad, especially for a big figure like this. Then we go down to the foot that'll rock back and forth. So instead of the ball joint, it's got just this hinge joint in there. So again, really nice with that. Hinge back and forth, will twist side to side, and has the toe joint on the end. So again, real stiff in a lot of places. Doesn't really hold up the best, which kind of stinks, but thankfully for him, we don't have to get him in a whole lot of poses. You can just sort of like generically stand him, and he'll do just fine. But yeah, it just kind of stinks he doesn't hold together very well, which has kind of been par for the course, it seems like, with McFarlane's bigger figures, because they're built like Build-A-Figure, so they don't hold up the best. But then of course we do also get the cape on the back, like I said, that does have the metal wire, so you can get it sort of posed up however you want. If you want to sort of like blowing in the wind off to the side or something like that, you can sort of get it posed up however you want using that metal wire and the cape, which is nice that it is included. So a big bulky figure that is hard to handle and doesn't work out the easiest, but I really like the design. That's all I really care most about. Now accessory wise, we do get an extra head. So like I said, the head works really weird just because of the design, so the way it sits on the ball and stuff and all the movements there, so that's why it doesn't twist all the way around. But we get this if you don't want to have the Omega Beam. I don't really know which one I like because I like showing his powers, but I wish it was like a more shootout. But we do get the basic design, so let's see if I can switch it out. So there he's got the normal head on, and of course no major issues with that. You do just have to worry about, because the cape does have a hole that goes around there, so you have to make sure not to get the cape all messed up. But in the process of doing it, both arms fell off and stuff, so it's having a lot of issues with that, of course. But there he is without the eye beam. Still looks good for a classic version of Darkseid. Then he comes with some additional hands, so we get a fist hand and a pointy variant, so he can command his troops and all that, so that's nice to have. And then of course he comes with a base, but he's got the big giant feet, no issues real standing him or anything, so don't need it, but he's got the base if we did. Now we don't have really any comic figures that can go along with him. We've had, you know, Darkseid and Steppenwolf, new god sort of characters from the movies, the JLA movie, but no real comic characters yet. So the only thing we really have is his son Calabac. So there we've got Calabac, at least I believe that's his son. So we got him there, two big deluxe figures, you know, pretty big in size compared to each other, even though Calabac's a little bit bigger, but still look good with both of our new gods there together, which looks awesome. And finally, we have his car. So there it is from DC Classics. A nice classic picture, which looks pretty good, you know, comparison-wise. I wish we got some effect for his hands like that, though. But then on the back, it says, in the known DC Multiverse, one name stands above all others when it comes to supreme villainy, Darkseid. Ruling over the hellish world of Apocalypse, Darkseid doesn't merely mean to conquer a planet or subjugate its enemies. He seeks to rob the entire universe of its free will and replace it with his own. So that goes into that anti-life equation there. So overall, pretty cool figure. Nice big figure here. Wish it just didn't fall apart as much as it does, but just the looks alone makes me really like it, and probably definitely my favorite figure of the episode today. So very nice to get this classic look of Darkseid added to the collection. Well, that's going to be it for our Thrown Together wave of McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse figures, where we got the Dick Grayson Batman, Tim Drake Robin, Batman Superman Fusion, Cyborg Superman, and Classic Darkseid. All 5 of these figures are really cool. Like I said, my favorite from the wave, unfortunately, is the Darkseid, even though figure-wise he's probably the crappiest since he falls apart. But all of these have really cool looks. Love the Dick Grayson Batman. Just love the design, you know, that they did switch up, that it does look off from normal Batman to signify it is the Dick Grayson version. Like this more modern design of Tim Drake, just adding another Tim Drake version of Robin to our collection. Batman Superman Fusion doesn't, like I said, could be a little more with like combining their features and all that, but just love the look and design and the colors and all that. And like I said, finally adding a Cyborg Superman is really cool. Just wish a more classic design compared to this, but I think all 5 are really cool. So let me know what you thought of them all down in the comments, and if you enjoyed my review, let me know what that like. And if you want to see more videos, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. But I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you all stay awesome out there, and I'll see you in our next review.